Greetings everyone, Pintpot here. Welcome to the next episode of Climbing the Curve. Today we're going to take a look at Infiltrators. The Infiltrator class is slightly squishier than the others, only having 400 shields relative to the other classes' 500. Therefore, in face-to-face confrontations, it is a disadvantage. It may seem slight, effectively equating to one bullet's difference. But in head-on-head confrontations, you'll find that one bullet makes all the difference. The defining feature of the Infiltrator is its cloaking ability, and is to help compensate for the huge advantage that this can give, that it has the reduction in shield strength. Now the default Infiltrator is armed with a sniper rifle as its primary weapon. As you might expect, the sniper rifle benefits most from engaging the target at a slightly longer distance. Using its cloaking ability to obscure it as it gets to a good sniping position, an Infiltrator with a good view of the battle can be absolutely devastating. However, be warned, the skill cap on good sniping is very high. Mastering sniping is a real art, and I'm afraid it's one which I have nowhere near mastered. In particular, the ability to get regular headshots is a massive advantage. This is because bolt action sniper rifle headshots will one-shot kill any soldier that they hit, up to certain distances, depending on which sniper rifle that you're using. So if you're a sort of player with a real knack for sniper rifles, you can absolutely make hay using the Infiltrator class. However, one thing to remember is to keep your mobility. Staying in one place for too long will mean that the enemy will figure out where you are and just take you out when you reappear. Having said that, I'd recommend when you're just starting the game, or just getting into the Infiltrator class, is to engage your targets with a sniper rifle at slightly closer ranges. This is because it's a real art to consistently hit from longer distances, so it's much better starting at shorter distances and building yourself up as your skill set increases. Which brings me to my next point about how effective an Infiltrator is in turning the tide of the battle. A really good sniper, given the rate at which they can kill people, can effectively suppress an entire area. However, my feelings on the issue are that although there are occasional opportunities where sniping can be really useful, such as now, that for the most part you'll be much more effective in assisting your side if you are close to the combat using another class. That is, until your sniping skills are sufficiently good where you can effectively mow down all these people in the open pretty consistently. The problem being that the Infiltrator, when it just starts, only has access to a sniper rifle as its primary weapon. For the Infiltrator to effectively engage at shorter distances, it needs a different primary weapon, either the SMG or a scout rifle. Unfortunately for new players, neither of these are available by default. Therefore you will either have to save up your certs or spend station cash in order to get them. Given how expensive they are, this can be a bit of a drag when you're just starting. However, for those players that really enjoy a really fast, frenetic sort of play style, which is very Twitch orientated, then an SMG Infiltrator may be right up your street. It effectively involves hit and run tactics, using the confusion of the battlefield to your advantage, mixing in with the enemy and taking them out very quickly with a high damage close range weapon. In the hands of an expert player, this is absolutely devastating. It effectively leaves other players almost no opportunity to defend themselves. Now, to give you an idea what I'm talking about, here's a little clip of me running into an Infiltrator. As you can see, the shimmer pattern portrays where he is, but the confusion and speed of the moment mean that my aim is somewhat off and I get taken out. So remember, just because you're cloaked doesn't mean you're invisible. Which brings me to the next Infiltrator ability, the Recon Dart. These darts which you can fire are motion sensitive devices. They can track the movement of other players regardless of whether or not they're stealthed, so they're invaluable for hunting down Infiltrators. All allies within 150 meters will be able to see on their mini-map where the motion is. As you can see on the screen, I'm lighting up pretty much the entire base. Many new Infiltrators forget to use this ability, but it is without doubt one of the strongest capabilities that the Infiltrator class have. Now, another extremely useful piece of utility they have is the ability to hack. You can hack both turrets and terminals. This opens opportunities for sneaky little attacks against enemy armor using their own turrets. Particularly useful when armor has just deployed and it has the rear to the armor to the base, making it much more susceptible to anti-tank shells. Also, hacking terminals in bases prevents the defenders from being able to use them against your own side. In this way, the Infiltrators can be used to frustrate, irritate and annoy the enemy, as there's nothing more irritating than running to a turret and finding you can't use it. Another sneaky trick that they have within their repertoire is the ability to hack turrets which are already manned by enemy soldiers. If you're doing this, remember to uncloak before you get too near, otherwise they'll hear you. Once it's hacked, they pop out and you kill them. Hacking terminals is also incredibly useful for frustrating the enemy, stopping them getting out armor, and also getting out armor of your own to be used in the situation. Once you've hacked a vehicle terminal, you can also spawn Sunderers. If you deploy it nearby, this can be used as a bridgehead to an entire assault. Now the Infiltrator class, by character, is really quite different from the other classes. It doesn't thrive within the heart of the assault. It's not really just because it's a softer target than the other classes. It's mainly because it's difficult to use its main ability, the cloaking ability, to its best effect when you're in a crowded space. Rather, it thrives on the outskirts of the battle, being at unexpected places, be it sniping or assassinating with SMGs, is where the Infiltrator really thrives. So the best advice I can give is give it a spin and see how it suits you. Now in my next episode I'm going to be looking at the Light Assault class, and in a later episode take a more detailed look at the potential upgrades to the Infiltrator and where you should potentially be spending your cert point. If you found this video enjoyable or helpful, please feel free to thumbs up, thumbs down, post a comment or subscribe. In the meantime, have a good one, happy hunting, and Pintpot out.